Welcome back to the channel. Let's do a little 4Runner wreck update, shall we? Well, it's been an interesting week, to say the least. After our accident, I'm still in a sling most of the time, back and forth. My shoulder's getting stiff, wearing it too much. So, and again, still like below the elbow, perfectly fine. I can't like pick up heavy things. And I'm starting to get some shoulder mobility back, but yeah, the pain at certain spots definitely eliminates my full range of motion, so I haven't been able to work on bikes or anything lately. Anyway, I've talked to the insurance this week. They've been pretty helpful. Of course, the number was too low, so we're working on that. We went back up to, well, I went back up to the wrecked 4Runner with my dad and Chris, and we pulled some more personal items out of it. So there's that. Boy, what else? The medical insurance side stuff, we're still trying to get that stuff sorted out, follow-up appointments and things, but overall, we're doing good. Like I said last week, friends and family have been helping out massively. Thank you so much to all of you for helping. And thanks to all you guys for all your awesome comments down below and DMs and stuff, wishing us the best and things like that. So thank you again. Well, I guess as I'm sure you all can guess, what I've been doing quite a bit this week is looking at cars. Probably the first time I've ever had to or got to buy a car where I really don't want to. And I guess first world problems, whatever. But we're kind of confused on what we should get next. Some of it, I guess, will play a part on if we end up buying the wrecked 4Runner back to try and get some of the parts off. The front suspension, I did look at it. The driver's side is toast. The control arms were tweaked. The bottom part of that Bilstein strut was like bent way over, so that pretty much is a loss. Passenger side looked okay. The rear suspension looked okay. The rear axle looked okay, so my locker is probably fine. But again, insurance company's probably going to want way too much money to buy that back, because the higher they jack that up, if they can get you to take that, the less cash they have to pay out for the difference. So, but my insurance people have been fantastic. If you live where I live and you're looking for some car insurance, DM me, send me an email, and I will get you my guys' information, because it's been really good so far, and I foresee an amicable ending to all of this. So, but anyway, most likely we probably won't end up with the 4Runner back, so I won't be able to get like the locker and stuff. So I'm thinking probably not going to do another 4th gen. I just don't. It's like a bittersweet thing. I put all that time and effort into that one. I'm over it, I guess, for lack of better explanation. If all the front suspension was good and literally all I had to do is just like swap it all over, that's a lot less work than what I put into it to begin with, probably. Anyway, we have been looking at GXs, the 470s, the 05 and newer, because they put the VVT-i 47 in those. And it's a much better engine, it's more reliable, better fuel economy. Not the newer 460s, or yes, the 460, the newer one is, because I hate those, honestly. I just don't like them. It's personal preference. And we've been looking at early 5th gens because we just can't afford a facelifted one. So that's kind of where we're at. 100 series Land Cruisers are all awful around here. LX 470s, again, are all super high mileage or rusted completely out, or they want $20,000 for them, which again is too much. So right now we've kind of been focusing on the GXs and the early edition 5th gens. Found a couple early edition trail edition 5th gens, which I'm a huge fan of. I know the front ends aren't quite as pretty as the facelifted ones, but the trail models are a little bit better. It's already got a locker in it, and kind of would follow along with where I want the channel to go and the builds to go. We're kind of, let's just leave well enough alone and go use the darn thing. So there's that. GX would be cool. V8's nice with the camper and stuff. Kind of like the looks of them. I don't know. We've seen some in our price range around here, so there's that. And it also got me to thinking I have to double check. I think those have the 392 rear end, or the 392 gearing, which is what my 4Runner was now, which makes me think of a whole other thing of getting that axle and putting the axle in the GX and then just putting standard suspension in the back of it and getting rid of the airbags, which swapping the rear axle will be a whole lot easier than swapping that diff, having to cut it apart and stuff. So that's like a whole nother can of worms. But what do you guys think? I am not opposed to buying a already built 4th gen. That's just like, that's even harder to find, especially in good condition where we are in the Rust Belt. So, and when I say built, I mean, some suspension, able to handle 33s, just in good overall condition and ready to go. It doesn't have to have a locker. But again, in the back of my brain, knowing that I did all that to my 4th gen and then buying another one that didn't have is like, again, a little bittersweet, Anyway, if you guys have anything, we're willing to travel too, to get something if it's in good condition. Like if you have something that you are wanting to sell, or if you know firsthand of something that it's for sale, or something that you've seen and you want to get a hold of me, that maybe we could work something out where you would go check it out for us beforehand, that'd be awesome. I'd love to do something, video along those lines, going to get something and bringing it back. So that's kind of where our brains are at on what we're looking for. I think I'm probably going to run 33s, 285s all the time on the next one. I'm not going to do the 2 sets of tires anymore. Simplicity for the most part. It's kind of where my brain is at right now. So what do you guys think? Input down below. Yeah, and of course, as we move along, I'll let you guys know kind of where the chips fall as far as buying it back or not buying it back, and where we're looking. We owned it outright, so that's great. And since we've had it 2.5 years now. No, pretty much I don't even know, 2 or 3 years coming up. And the economy is totally different now. As far as inflation and used car prices, the demand for 4Runners is different now, because there's absolutely no way, well, there's never not no way, but you know what I'm saying, that we're gonna find one in as good a condition where we live, with the lower miles and maintenance records and stuff for what we paid. It's just, I keep a tab on the market on those things in the area just because, and I haven't seen anything come close to that in the last 2 or 3 years. So anyway, again, hit me up if you got something interesting that you want to sell or something that you've seen, and comment down below suggestions. It's got to be a Toyota. It's got to be a body on frame, so no Highlanders. Actually, speaking of Highlander, my sister and my brother-in-law just bought a newer Highlander, so I'm stoked for that. Got to check that out last week, or a few days ago actually. So there's that. But we're gonna stick with 4Runner GX. I like the LXs, but again, we're not gonna find one of those around here. And Mrs. HSW is not a huge fan of them. The insides are kind of clunky and older looking and stuff. So happy wife, happy life. Anyway. Thank you again so much for all the well wishes and prayers and all the comments last week and the views. The video was crazy and you guys have just been reaching out. wishing us all the best. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Check out my back catalog. These last couple videos obviously have been way out of the norm. So subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, hit that notifications. The videos come out every Sunday. They've been a little bit later on Sunday the last couple weeks because I've just been lacking a little bit of motivation, if I'm honest. But follow the links down below, head on over to Instagram, Facebook, follow me there, and again, email me, hawkeyeskunkworks@gmail.com anytime. So until next week, send in Q&A stuff. Comment below, email me, DM, whatever on any platform. If it's not next week, within the next couple weeks, I really like to do 10, 12, 15 minutes Q&A. So send those questions in, and I will get back to you on the video. So until next week, thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.